Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Were you there when they nailed him to the tree? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there when they nailed him to the tree?
Hi everybody, welcome to the second day of Holy Week. The reading today is from Mark 14, from verse 3 to 9. While he was in Bethany, reclining at the table in the house of a man known as Simon the leper, a woman came with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, made of pure nard. She broke the jar and poured the perfume on his head. Some of those present were saying indignantly to one another, "Why this waste of perfume? It could have been sold for more than a year's wages and the money given to the poor." And they rebuked her harshly. "Leave her alone," said Jesus. "Why are you bothering her? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, and you can help them at any time you want, but you will not always have me. She did what she could. She poured perfume on my body beforehand to prepare for my burial. I tell you the truth, wherever the gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her." This is the word of the Lord. Were you there when Jesus was anointed with perfume? I wonder if Simon knew when he opened his home to Jesus that this significant thing, significant act of adoration, it would be recorded for all time. Now it was coming to this time when the woman came with a jar of ointment, which was a costly jar of ointment, as it says in the Bible, called nard, which was a really precious oil made out of a herb. And depending on the wealth of the family, when a young woman was going to be married, this would be brought into the home, and the amount of oil and the size of the jar would depict the wealth of that family. So it was a huge thing to have used this ointment on our Lord. But I take it that the woman knew how wonderful Jesus was and believed in his teachings, and she wanted to honour him and adore him by pouring this ointment over his body and then rubbing the oil, massaging his body with all of the oil, because there was a significant amount in the jar. The act of massaging somebody's body is quite an intimate thing to do, and I'm likening it to a story from my nursing career when I looked after a patient who was nearing the end of his life, and me and a colleague had to go and wash him in the bed. But he was a principal dancer of the Royal Ballet, a very famous dancer who danced with, I don't know if you remember, Rudolf Nureyev, if you're as old as me, and Margot Fontaine. He danced with her and with Rudolf Nureyev. And I was in awe of this patient after washing him and creaming his body. And I remember asking him permission if I could look at his feet, because they were wrapped in their bedclothes. And I said, "Do you mind if I touch your feet?" Because I felt he was, I don't know, just really a special person. And I'm liking this to the story that this woman thought that Jesus was so special that she wanted to use this wonderful oil on his body. So I think I've said that I think that's quite a significant thing in the Bible for us to remember. Do we think that Jesus is worth it? Do we think he's holy? He is holy. He is holy indeed. And for this, for you to take away, if we were in that same position, if we had that oil in our household and we knew that Jesus was going to be there, would we go and see him? And if we had the authority or the confidence to be able to do that for Jesus, would you do that for Jesus? Like washing of the feet, like he did for his disciples, and what we've done before and practiced in our church. That wonderful feeling of serving one another. This is what I believe how the woman felt, that she really did adore Jesus and love him and honour him. And this was going to make his body smell wonderful. And it made him feel exhilarated. He was enjoying the experience, even though people were saying what a waste of oil this would be. And she knew how precious not only the oil was, but how precious Jesus was. So I pray that each of you will feel this adoration towards our God for what he did for us on the cross. Before his death, we reflect. And I wish you love and blessings in this Holy Week and always. God bless. Bye for now.